Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Shiv Kumar News. Here I am only reading the Hindu newspaper. My purpose and aim is improving my knowledge and English only, nothing else. Therefore, please support and guide me. US aid meddling charge deeply troubling. MEA. US Dodge say it cancels $21 million in US aid funds for vote turnout in India. MEA declines to comment on whether the government is receiving US aid. Ongoing partnership with multiple ministries. Data available online indicate that US aid allocated about 650 million to India since 2020, about one fifth of its total funding to country since 2011. Under a cloud, several US aid funding agreements from the past year remain in fact. The Elon Musk Department of Government Efficiency Dodge is listed on spend mention $21 million for voter turnout in India. USA President Donald Trump on Thursday raised concern terming the funds a kickback scheme under the Biden's administration. The Dodge also mentioned 29 million for strengthening political landscape in Bangladesh and 90 million for bios $90 million for biodiversity conservation in Nepal. It also noted that all items in the list have been cancelled. BJP Congress lock horse over report on US aid money. The Hindu Bureau, New Delhi. The BJP on Friday dismissed claim that the $21 million US aid fund for the Bangladesh and accused Congress of anti-India activities. Congress claimed that the BJP's narrative was aimed to distract from its own use of foreign funds to destabilize Congress government. This article written by Suhashini Haider, New Delhi. The the center on Friday said it was investigation very deeply troubling allegation made by the USA government that the United States Agency for International Development USAID planned to spend $21 million on funding voter turnout in India. The expenditure has been cancelled by the USA government Department of Government Efficiency Dodge, run by the billionaire Elon Musk, in a decision shared in a post on X on Monday. In the Indian government first reaction to the Dodge pass, the Ministry of External Affairs said that the different departments are looking into the information shared, but declining to comment on whether India would cancel a number of MOUs and agreements on US aid funding made with various ministries over the past few years, many of which are still current. Serious concern. We have seen information that has been put out by the US administration regarding the certain US aid activities and funding. MEE spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said these are obviously very deeply troubling. This has led to concern about foreign interference in India internal affair, he added. The ME also would not comment on uh, media report that suggested the information shared by Dodge was false, as the US aid funding has been sent to Bangladesh, not India. Mr. Jaiswal said that relevant department and agency are looking into this matter and their reports were awaited. In its post, the Dodge said that USA taxpayer dollars were going to be spent on the following item, all of which have been cancelled, including $46 million to the consortium for election and political process strengthening CEPPS, including $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova and $21 million for voter turnout in India. While the Dodge has not furnished any detail of what this voter turnout funding was meant for, its name CEPPS, funded by the USAID as a donor agri agency to India. Both the USAID and CEPPS website have been taken down since the Dodge order. A freeze on USAID activity data still available online, however, indicate that the USAID has allocated about $650 million to India since 2020, about one-fifth of the total funding to India of $2.86 billion in 2001. The MEA declined to respond to a specific question from the Hindu about whether this partnership would now be reviewed, saying it would be premature to make a public comment at this stage. As recently as September 2024, the Quad Summit include USAID pledge of $1.58 billion for the vaccine alliance, in including HPV vaccine for young girls. In June 2024, USAID representatives were part of the ICET initiative for critical emerging technology meeting chaired by the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and his then USA counterpart Jack Sullivan's USAID partnership with India as co-chair of the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure Governing Council and Executive Committee from 2022 to 2024. In addition, a number of the ministry have signed MOU with USAID in recent year, including the ME Development Partnership Administration for promoting global stability and prosperity in countries in Asia and Africa. The Education Ministry for funding IIT, particularly IIT Gandhinagar, the Ministry of the Agriculture and Farmer Welfare for agriculture training, the Department of Science and Technology under the government to government India US Science and Technology Forum, and the Ministry of Health and Tuberculosis and HIV projects, among other. USAID is also partnering with Prime Minister 500 City National Urban Development Mission and Clean India Campaign Urban for water and sanitation projects. Guys, this is image record attempts. Women's rehearsing for a mega Jumeir Binandini dance event in Guwahati on Friday in an attempt to set a world record. The main event on Monday is scheduled to be attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This picture from Assam. Guwahati, Assam. This is our next article. India, China work hard to save G20, Jai Shankar. Article written by Suhashri Haider, New Delhi. Looking, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar with China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Johannesburg. India and China have worked hard preserve the G20 organization, said the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Friday during talk with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi on the sidelines of the G20 Foreign Minister meeting in Johannesburg, South Africa. In the half-hours-long meeting, where they discussed the bilateral development, including the situations on the line of actual control (LAC), Mr. Jaishankar pointed out that the both countries are members of the G20 SCO and BRICS had discussed regional and global issues. We should recognize that in a polarized global situation, our two countries have worked harder to preserve and protect the G20 as an institution. This in itself testifies to the importance of the international cooperation, Mr. Jaishankar told Mr. Wang in his opening remark of the India-China meeting. Going forward, Mr. Jaishankar said that he hoped to take forward talk on bilateral issues, including the management of peace and tranquility in the border area, as had been discussed by the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, who have visited Beijing in recent months for talks. Such gatherings have provided an opportunity for our interaction, even when our ties were going through a difficult phase, Mr. Jaishankar said in a reference to the bilateral tensions over the deadly Galwan clashes in 2020 and China aggression along the LAC in a significance in the indicator the government is putting the tension in the past tense. MEA spokesperson Dhir Jaiswal said that the two leaders reviewed development in a bilateral relationship since their last meeting in November on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Brazil. They especially discussed the resumption of the Kailash Mansarovar pilgrim trans-border river talks, flight connectivity, and facilitation of the travel. The reference to the multilateral organization by the Jaishankar were also pointed. Given USA President Donald Trump's recent attack on the BRICS grouping of emerging economies, saying it was dead, as well as USA Secretary of the State Marco Rubio boycotts of the G20 meeting in South Africa. Mr. Jaishankar has also met leader of the other BRICS founder member, including the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and Brazilian Foreign Minister Mauro Vieira in Johannesburg. While South Africa is hosting the G20 summit later this year, Brazil will host the BRICS summit, both of which Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to attend. As G20 member, we also must recognize that the multilateralism itself lies deep damage, Mr. Jaishankar said at the G20, referring to the United Nations. More plurilateralism is required to plug global deficit. International cooperation itself must be less opaque or unilateral, and the global agenda cannot be narrowed down to the interest of few. He added, next year G20 summit is due to be hosted by the USA, and recent comment by the USA leadership have cast doubts over the organization future. Among other meeting with his counterparts, Mr. Jaishankar also looked part at the India, Australia, France bilateral meeting in Johannesburg at the foreign ministry level. Our three countries have shared interest in the Indo-Pacific and the potential to strengthen each other's position, he wrote on X. Converting courts case backlog into treasure troves. Shri Ram Panchu is a senior advocate and founder, president, mediator, India. The legal system hunting backlog is a problem with a solution. India needs to look at mediation. Every Chief Justice of India coming into office has the spectre of the legal system backlog hunting him or her as a does every senior and concerned member of the higher judiciary. It is an ever-present phenomenon. Currently, the Supreme Court of India has 82,000 cases, the High Court over 62 lakh, and the lower court close to 5 crore. Nearly the 50 lakh cases have been pending for more than 10 years. It is an adversely system. It is not our judges are not harder working or efficiently. The greater majority of them are, but we are country with a vast population that is used to thinking that the court will resolve dispute whether with whoever it may be, neighbor, shareholder, supplier, government, it all. We have one of the lowest judge to population ratio, 21 judges for every million citizens, and we rely on the adversarial system, which means that virtually every case sees multiple interim and application during its passage, and a plural appeals after the first passage is crossed. We also have shortage of the infrastructure and capacity in terms of bricks and mortar and finance and human resources. Just keeping the judiciary going on functional mode is a Herculean task, so daunting by itself that the reform and restructure, while certainly the subject of well meaning and some well through thought out initiative, rarely gain the prominence and push to make for system game changing. Data govern is one field where sensible classification will avoid repetitive engagement to make for the quicker disposal. Appointing retired judge to serve in ad hoc capacity does help to emulate the situation to a limited extent. Wider perspective solution would require a focus on large swathes of litigation, for example, landlord tenant dispute and check bouncing cases, to see whether the tweaking the law can take it less than advantages to have the matter taken to court. Compensatory or ever even punitive cost for are commonly used abroad to deter frivolous or unnecessary litigation. We use them rarely since we prize access to justice and want to avoid roadblock. The elephant in the room is of of course the government being player in nearly half the dispute coming to court. Reform will be stunted unless it learn to litigate less and becomes more amenable to settlement option. There is hope on this latter score, but for now we move to another possibility or reform. This is the gigantic backlog, the enormous waiting room with the cavernous vault and storage shelves and racks bursting with the claims for redressal and justice of millions of citizens. Cows long stay here is by the itself denial of the justice, denial of the justice. Something when the case is dusted for delivery of the judge's table, the cause of is forgotten or less crucial, or the original proponent are in another world, hopefully a litigation free one. But it is this spectre of unfinished business, a too obvious signs of failure of delivery, that hunt judges. There is nothing good about the backlog, the pitch for mediation, but here may unlikely as this may sound as first, this may be yet another instance of the problem makes key a solution. Let us consider the process of the mediation necessary and fleeting. In the 90s, the mediation started to make its mark in 2005 in India, primarily as an object of the court sector. Lawyer lead and judge guided. It provided the opportunity for disputants to it with a trained natural in an atmosphere of the confidentiality, with no one imposes the result, just a bit of the guideline and nudging to make the parties come up with options for us practical, fair, and mutually acceptable solution. A focus on long-term interest, some legal realism, and those of the rather grim alternative to settlement propel the shift from the attacking the other to jointly attacking the problem. The case come from a swath of civil and commercial, personal and the property and matrimonial and mercantile dispute. The result are encouraging. So too is the ready adoption by the bar of the alternative, now Christians as appropriate method or of dispute resolution, as witnessed by the thousands of the willing mediator. It has now to move to full-fledged professional avenue, drawing in better uses from business, government, and other disputes, and in the process providing gainful remuneration to practitioner of his new vocation. But certainly mediation has caught on in the judicial system, and there is hardly any judge who does not speak of its merits and how it is the way of the future. Getting it to work, so get to the point finally for the judge, the backlogging in burden for the mediator. It is a treasure trove in front of us, rather hidden in court dangers are the hundreds of the cases which just have to be assigned to mediator to handle, and the mediator are there in a sufficient number of backers by the year experience. All its need in simple system of primary identification of these asking parties to choose their mediator or assigning them a trained and experienced one, and ensuring that a reasonable fee paid for the service. When you compare the cost of the mediating a case for the system for the party in its frustration litigation, that the case you do not need to lose logical and mediation infrastructure, and you are saved multiple hearings spread over the interminable part-time spans. Most costs in mediation take just a handful of the session. Complex ones take more, but this is nothing when compared to the boxes of litigative paper to deal with and the swallowing up of the calendar. And when it works, the result achieved with mediation outweighs by far anything you can get. Litigation not just a practice solution which both parties accept, but often a restoration of the relationship. So perhaps it is the time we take the keys, recherished our chamber of horror as the brightening place for mediation, and apply the principle by which mediators live and work, turning the problem into the opportunity for solution. USA visit view through industry business lens. Charanjit Banerjee, the Director Confederation of the Indian Industry. The Prime Minister brief visit. The announcement made will be momentum to the India-USA economic relationship. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's brief and official working visit to the United States last week was a significant in many ways, reiterating the strong bonds between the two nations and igniting a new momentum in the economic relationship. The visit was replete with productive outcome for industry of both sides, with major announcement across the trade, defense, technology, and energy. From the perspective of the Indian industry, the initiative announced are likely to help India itself integrated more deeply into global supply chains, boost its technology and innovation attainments, and drive its participation in the defense industrial sector toward a trade push. First, it is a pivotal decision that were an initiating of the first phase of the bilateral trade agreement BTA to reduce trade barriers and streamline regulatory process. Such as agreement will encourage United States company to invest in India, which would include the purpose of plugging India into their supply chain. The $500 billion trade target by 2030 is ambitious but possible, potentially with sectoral sub-target and easier cross-border processing. Several measures have already been taken to address tariff on both sides. The mention of the exporting industry goods from the USA to India and labor-intensive products from India to the USA, as well as agriculture products, highlight the export from the both sides would be encouraged. This is supported by the intention to encourage greenfield investment, including by Indian company in the USA. The Confederation of the Indian Industry CIII had endorsed this target in its reports in 2020 and believed that the sectors such as IT, pharma, garments, and textile, among several others, would gain from the joint commitment to Mission 500. While the USA market is already relatively open to India export as well as structure, BTA will be mutually beneficial, particularly if it facilitate greater USA investment and technology in transfer to India. A technology, defense, energy focus. Second, the USA India transforming the relationship, utilizing strategic technology trust, underscore the deepening strategic and technology partnership between the two nations, and often the further revenue for private sector cooperation with their government and academic, with the range of the sector identified such as defense, artificial intelligence, AI, semiconductor, quantum computing, biotechnology, energy, space. Trust will help foster closer innovation technology partnership with USA Tech Giants. Additionally, the Indus Innovation Initiative aims to escalate research and development in cutting-edge sector. India is emerging as a key player in the AI economy, and USA-India roadmap on AI infrastructure is expected to attract investment in data center computing power and AI model. This initiative could enhance funding the opportunity for India startup in AI and encouraging significant investment in areas such as fintech, healthcare, art, agri-tech, and other development solutions, not just for India but also for the global south. Third, defense sector initiatives reinforce the India-USA strategic partnership through expanding technology transfer, joint production, and industrial collaboration. The launch of a 10-year framework for the USA-India major defense partnership with the partnership this year significance a transformative shift in a bilateral defense ties agreement were reached for the co-production of the various systems, which can promote indigenous manufacturing, skill development, and economic growth with a potential for offset clause. India industry can gain hugely from the defense agreement announced during the visit. Fourth, energy cooperation was another critical area of discussion with a focus on establishing long-term strategic linkage as India seeks to diversify its energy source. The leader underscored the importance of increasing the hydrocarbon production to enhance the global energy stability and affordability. India Union Budget 2025-26 commit to collaborating with the private sector on the development of the small modules reactor SMRs, wherein USA company will play a vital role in advancing this capability. Given India's ambitious net zero target, the USA, with its vast natural gas reserve, can serve as a reliable energy supplier, strengthening India's energy security. Fifth, the two countries have pledged to further the India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor (AMEC) through the joint infrastructure project, with both the countries entering into plurilateral arrangement in these regions. Infrastructure creation could be fast tracked with possible spin off for the partition of the Indian industry in railway, roadway, smart city, and industrial zone. The mention of the undersea cables connecting India and the USA would give impetus to India digital economy and service export as well. Link in higher education. Six on education. The leader decided to boost the higher education institute cooperation, which include the setting up 4 campuses by leading US education institution in India. This will bring comfort to India. Student legal mobility is expected to be streamlined as well. India's industry is committed to working with both government to maintain this momentum, advocating pro-business policy and ensuring industry feedback in implementation. With collaborative spirit and sustainable reform, the benefit of the visit can be fully realized, posting India's economy on a high growth trajectory. In sum, Mr. Modi's visit, viewed through industry business lens, is more than a diplomatic success. It is a blueprint for India to leverage global partnership in becoming an economic powerhouse, innovating and prosperity in tandems with its strategic allies. This is our short national foreign news. Macron's message to Trump: "You can't weak in the face of Putin." Can't weak in the face of Putin. French President Emmanuel Macron said on Thursday that the intent to the USA counterpart Donald Trump that it is in the joint interest of America and European not to be weak in the face of Russian leader Vladimir Putin and USA lead negotiation to end the nearly 3-year war in Ukraine. Nai- Nairobi, Nairobi, Kenya police officer pled not guilty of murdering Indian drivers. Getting image. 13th Kenyan security officer denied murdering two Indian men and their driver in 2022. The victim Mohammed Jad Sami Kidwai Julfikar Ahmad Khan and Nico Demesis Manin Mavenge were allegedly killed week before the election. The accused, including a national intelligence officer, await a20, March 20 bail ruling. Washington, Trump's government cancelled the protection for 5 lakh Haitian migrants. The Trump administration cancelled an extension of the temporary protective statute TPS for over 500 Haiti's originally set to last until February 2026. The new expiration date is August 3, 2025. Homeland Security Secretary Christ Noam and this decision returned TPS to its original temporary status. Moscow, USA trying to drive wedge between Russia and China. Belarus leader. Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko said on Friday the USA is attempting to create discord between Russia and China. He noted that any resolution to the Ukraine conflict could yield mixed outcome for Belarus, which has faced heavy Western sanctions due to its support for Russia military action. Mini Arab Summit seeks United position. Many Arab summits seek united position on Gaza crisis. Mohammed bin Salman. Article written by Kalol Bhattacharya Riyadh. In a bid to convey a united position regarding the Trump's administration's plan for the Gaza, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman on Friday hosted the leaders of the Sixth Gulf Cooperation Council member state and Jordan and Egypt. Riyadh has been decked up the Saudi flags and occasions of the Saudi funding day that will be marked on February 22, and the summit is being presented as a sign of carrying forward Saudi commitment to peace and regional stability. The meeting was announced by the Badr al-Sakr, ahead of the private office of the Crown Prince. A friendly fraternal meeting in Riyadh brings together His Highness Crown Prince and their Majestic and Highness the leaders of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries, His Majesty the King of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, and His Excellency the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, said al-Assakar. Prior to the summit, Saudi Arabia carried out a flurry of the diplomatic outreach targeting key stakeholders in the region. Saudi Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farah on Thursday briefed his counterparts of the G20 countries regarding the peace initiative the Riyadh launched in the consultations with other Arab countries after President Trump on February 5 put out his statement on the solving the Gaza crisis through the relocation of the Palestinian population to neighboring states. Mr. Faisal met Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, Australia Penny Wong, British Foreign Secretary David Lammy, and French Ministers for the Europe and Foreign Affairs Jean-Noel Barrot. I also met the External Affairs Minister Ajay Shaker during the same outreach. Other countries too were doing the similar outreach, including the Emir of Qatar Tamim bin Hamad, who visited India and Iran before flying into Riyadh for Friday discussion. Earlier, the official Saudi press agency had announced that the information was gathering heavy aimed at enhancing cooperation coordinations among the GCC states Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, and the UAE. Jordan and Egypt Crown Prince Mohammed came out swiftly with a statement reiterating the state to solution for solving the Palestinian crisis after the President Trump called for a takeover of the Gaza Strip. Earlier, the King Abdullah of the Jordan, who met President Trump on February 11, also sent in urgent message to the White House about the regional implication of annexing Gaza Strip. On February 19, Saudi Interior Minister Prince Abdullah bin Saud bin Naif met King Abdullah to briefing the Jordanian side about the Saudi initiative on the Gaza and Ukrainian crisis. Amman's official news outlet Jordan News Agency reported that during the discussion with the Saudi team, King Abdullah rejected President Trump's proposal to open Gaza Strip, and which would lead to displacement of the Palestinians from Gaza Strip and possibly also from West Bank. Battle for survival. A boy sells snacks as residents queue with their jars to fill water from collection points in Bukavu, DR Congo on Friday. President Felix Tshisekedi is on a quest for support as war in the East rages, but has so far returned empathy heading from trips abroad. Chinese AI company celebrate DeepSeek shrug of global curve. DeepSeek AI chatbot become a hero of China AI sector last month. Agency France Shanghai. Chinese tech company shrugged off foreign security of abstract chatbot maker DeepSeek, saying on Friday they were they were confident the country's tech startup would make more gains in the global artificial intelligence Hangzhou based DeepSeek R1 chatbot stunned industry insider and become a hero of China's AI sector last month with its ability to match the functions of its Western competitors at a fraction of the cost, but concern about the app's handling of users' personal data have pushed countries including South Korea, Italy, Australia, some USA state ban or restrict in use. In the past few years, China has faced all sorts of restrictions, especially from the USA Sun dashing an employee of AI server maker Purisai Computer said at Shanghai's Global AI Developer Conference, but our country is currently sparing no effort to move forward. He said. Sun's enthusiasm was echoed by the exhibitor at the industry fair, who proudly advertised that they were using DeepSeek open source software on their banners and posters, despite the company's absence from the expo on Friday. Humanoid robots were displayed across the venue, including the model that danced for a TV audience of the millions of the state broadcast CCTVs and Lunar New Year program last month. Now that the R1 models in available, we believe the industry or products related to this large language model will develop even better, said Mark Fink, a product manager at ChatGPT chatbot maker Movio. Prior to DeepSeek emergence, people believed China could not make a large AI model pair on par with USA Lian Feng, an employee of the Shanghai-based company Tiangang AI trading platform, said China has shown it can produce the advanced software in addition to its existing control of large part of the supply chain, giving it an edge over the United States. Mr. Leon said US President Donald Trump has called DeepSeek release a wake up for a American company, highlighting how cheaply the R1 app was developed. DeepSeek say it only spent $5.6 million on the project. This is today one important vocabulary word is tame adjective sadhara, not will trained to obey people, synonymous docile, gentle, autonomous, wild, fierce. Examples: some people were shocked by the movie, but I found the story pretty tame. So guys, this is today video. Please like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel for further more update and more videos. Thank for watching. We meet it tomorrow. Jai Hind.